Hi, you guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Come
Hi,
Sit With Us podcast. I'm Anna.
I'm Nicole.
Hey,
Welcome to come sit with us. I'm so
so
excited
glad
to
you
be
guys
here
are
today
here.
for this conversation. So we've been doing something a little bit different and having some like modules, I guess, like some
Yeah,
teaching, some training, some masterclass level stuff for these last few modules or episodes that we've had, and we're going to continue that on right now. So Anna's going to talk to us about some of
today.
the
Woohoo.
popular stuff. I'm
So
so
if you
excited.
missed you guys go back and watch the previous three episodes that we did with Nicole, because they're so good. And they actually are the framework and the tie-in to what we talk about today. So just to recap, the previous three episodes were on self-awareness, boundaries, and being authentic. And those are kind of like the starting point to what we're going to talk about today, which for those of you who don't know, hi, you guys, I am in love with branding. I'm in love with creating brands. I'm in love with creating messages. I'm in love with just like someone having an idea and like showing them a way to like unlock that idea, and
Hold
not
on.
only unlock the idea.
When you say branding, I'm sorry. I want you to like expand
Yeah,
just a little bit, explain that you're
yeah,
not talking about their logo. Like that's not
yeah,
what we're
yeah.
talking
I
about. You're
want to
talking,
talk about that.
okay.
Yeah. So when I talk about branding, I think of it as like not only an idea of unlocking an idea, but actually unlocking someone, a person, because like you are the brand. So when I think about a brand, the outside world perceives a brand as like a color and a logo and like the visual part of it. And don't get me wrong, the visual part of it is great and beautiful, but it's actually not the backbone and the framework of a brand. And for me, for years, that's what I thought a brand was. I didn't know. But on the like my subconscious knew, I didn't know. And the meantime, I'm so focused on building this visual part of something, making it look beautiful. But on the back end, my subconscious was like, no, 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 no. It was already doing the work. And when I realized I was already doing the work of creating a brand, there was like, this is where our natural gifts come in, is like I sometimes we don't even really know what our gift is. We're just like doing it naturally. And all of a sudden someone tells us like, "Oh my god, you're really good at that." And I'm like, "Really? I'm really good at that? What do you mean I'm really good at that?" There's been multiple times where I've done something, Nicole's been like, "Oh my god, you're really good at that." I'm like, "What? Really? That's just second nature for me. You're not good at that?" "No, I'm not good at that," right? And so that's kind of where our brand talk started coming in. Like when I started forming brands and helping people form brands, was like really tapping into their gift. Like, and so the conversation we're going to have for the next three episodes is the soul behind the brand, and what that actually looks like. And there's kind of like three parts to this framework, so it'll be broken down into three different episodes. And I've asked Nicole to share some experiences behind some of the topics also, so I'm going to share a little bit about it. But honestly, I want to get some insight from Nicole too, because as her it's been really cool to watch her brand grow, right? Like, so she, for those of you who don't know, she's been a nurse for a very long time, and she decided, how many years did you just celebrate with your business? Was it four?
So 4 years this coming June, like in
Okay.
June 13th, I think is my date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Nicole has built a brand like outside of her 9 to 5. She's built like a really cool coaching business. And so it's been kind of cool to watch like her brand evolve. And I don't mean like you know, the showing the like visual part of it. It's been pretty, but it's actually just her. Like seeing her truth come out, seeing her develop ideas and concepts and like programs and like all the stuff. If you've missed the last few episodes, go back because she's got some really cool programs in her body of work. So today, I want to talk about the first part of this framework. And this was kind of new to me a few years ago, 2 years ago. I was like, what is that word? Like, I don't even know what that word means. And when you don't know a word, you become obsessed with it. And the word was audacious. And I remember it was 3 years ago, I wrote it on, it was in January. I wrote it on a vision board. Like we were doing these like word of the year things. Haven't done that last couple years, but about 3 years ago I did. And I was like, that word sounds crazy. That sounds big. That sounds like, how could I fit my shoes in that? Like, woo, that sounds scary. So I was like, of course I'm going to pick that word. And all of a sudden it's like, I actually started stepping into that word of audacious, and as I started to kind of learn more about it, it was like the thing that kept coming up, always came up, was like, what do you stand for? Like, what do you stand for? And it happened during, it was about 2021 when I first started, like, and 2020 was kind of crazier for everyone, but 2021 was like the year of like, oh God, what do I stand for? 2020 was kind of quiet. It was like quietly what I stand for because I didn't want to ruffle feathers. I mean, damn, the world was like a little crazy then. 2021 was still crazy, but I just decided, you know what, like, I feel really strong feelings in me right now, and I feel really scared to share them because they're big and they're bold and they're audacious. Like, how do I unravel this without it sounding like I'm like taking a machine gun to people, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way of killing people. I mean it in a way of like, sometimes we kill people with our words. We say stuff too fast, or we say stuff too aggressive, or like we say stuff that like stabs people in the heart. And I don't mean it like that. I just meant there was so much passion in
Very
my
violent.
body.
It's a very
It felt
violent
very
episode.
violent. It felt, no, that's exactly what it felt like. Is it felt very violent because I had so much bottled up that
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, why do I say that? How do I do this? So I learned the art of audacity, right? I started kind of slowly unpacking it, and it's been pretty wild. So when it comes to the soul behind the brand, it's like, number one, like, you got to understand what you stand for. And we all have something we stand for. It's just some people are a little more verbal about it. You don't have to be verbal about it. It could be in your actions, it can be in the way that you treat others. Like, it could be in the clients that you want to work with. Like, uh, let me give you an example. I came from the service-based industry. I did hair for 20 years, right? I came from a phenomenal company where we served everyone at the highest level, no matter if you were a dick or not. Like, I still served you at the highest level. So I had desensitized myself on like who I actually wanted to work with when I started my own business. Because I thought I just had to work with everyone. That was customer service. You go into McDonald's and you treat everyone nicely, right? Like,
Yeah.
and when you start your own business, like, you get the choice of who you get to work with. It's like, oh, I get a choice? Like, what? So I start
I
thinking
can
about
say
like,
no. I
yeah,
can
I
say
can
no.
say no. I start thinking about like my dream client. Like, who the hell is my dream client? Like, what? I have a dream client that's out there. That's a thing. Like, I can actually whoa, hold the train here. I can just work with people who I designed to work with. Whoa, what does that look like? Well, it looks like getting really clear on my messaging. It looks like really getting clear on staying in my lane of what I know how to do. In the beginning, I was talking about a lot of different things, thinking that I would make a lot of different people happy.
Yeah.
And when I realized it was just very vanilla, I realized that, like, no, I just need to come back home to what's important to me. And so I started really exploring and becoming self-aware of like what was really important. And then I started not only getting in a lane, my own lane, but I started actually using my voice for good, Not that I was using it for bad, I just wasn't using it. I was just quiet a lot. Or I acted differently. I talked about this the last episode. I acted differently on social media than I did in real life. And you feel the resistance in your body because anytime we feel fake, we feel it, but you don't know how to fix it. And then all of a sudden you're like, that's the disconnection. I'm fake here and I'm real here. And it's like, oh, I want to be real everywhere.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to Nicole about this because I think throughout her journey, especially right now in her business, like, there's been almost like an awakening of Nicole has the gift of like kind of just showing up how she is, but she's even more showing up how she is like right now.
I think I've been more disciplined, more like
Yes.
I've said, I'm just going to do it. And I guess that is the audacity, right? Like the audacity
Yeah.
to be me and to show up authentically and to not really mince words about what it is that I help women with and the journey that I've been on and the journey that Anna has helped me through. Because yes, we co-host a podcast together and we're friends, like, in real life. But she's been the most amazing transformative coach. I can tell you that. Her programs they are structured in such a way that you can't help but show up authentic, real, like vulnerable. Oh, I know that's a hard word for some people, but it's like, this is what it is. This is where I'm at. what do I got to do to fix this? What do I got to do to be over here where I want to be because I can't read the label from inside the jar? And then you've got Anna who's like, let me read that label for
You're
you.
so funny. You're so
Let me
funny.
read that label for you.
But I
Yes.
think, Nicole, that's where it stems off is like, when you step into your gift, Audacity feels a lot easier. It's kind of like with you and your, you use hypnotherapy as a modality of your coaching, and you also do business coaching stuff, and you do mindset stuff, and like all of that stuff happens like effortlessly. It looks effortlessly because you understand what you're good at. And you're like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, I'm good at boundaries. No, 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 I'm good at self-awareness. No, 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 I'm good at like authenticity. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Got my package of things I'm good at. These are my
Yeah,
tools. These are my tools to do them. And this is what I'm
yeah.
good at. And I'm going to stick with this because it doesn't mean I can't branch out and learn about other things. I mean, you can utilize those things in different areas, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is that I'm talking about because that's what I'm really good at. And Anna's really good at all of the things branding, all of the things creating your own personal brand, creating magnetic conversations. I mean, holy shit, dude, the conversations that we have inside of her groups are they're next level. They're next level.
It's fun. So you guys, this is the first module into this, the soul behind the brand. If you liked the conversation today that we talked about when it came to Audacity, then you're totally going to love one of my programs called Bold. This is my signature program. And Nicole can testament to it. Like, she's had massive transformations in her own business just with the first version. I'm about to launch the second version of it, which is even deeper. It's called the Incubator, Bold Incubator. But the first one was really awesome to watch. Women, like, of all different types of industries, women just of like all different women, right?
Yeah.
There's
Some business owners, some 9-to-5ers, some that are transitioning to business owner from a 9-to-5er. There was
some
all
that
kinds
don't
of
aren't
different women.
sure, yeah, that
Still
like
aren't
have
sure.
a
They just know that they're in a place where they're like at their I'm done moment. Like, I know I want something more. I love that.
yeah.
Um, I can tell you that as someone who's been in that program, what's the word I'm looking for? I showing up the accountability. That's the word. The accountability was something that I was lacking so significantly. Like, I would renegotiate with myself. I would tell myself I would show up and then I wouldn't show up. And then this program came. And I'm telling you, there is something really magical that happens and something beautiful and transformative that happens when you get in a group with
Mhm.
women and it's led by a woman who you are this close in proximity to, and you see her just killing it, killing it. She's got like super happy, very successful clients. Her business has grown exponentially, and I want some of that. We all want a little bit of that. We want a little bit of that showing up for yourself at 3:45 in the morning. That's not what time the group calls start. Okay, that's not. But Anna's got a regimen. She's a structured person. She's disciplined in a good way, in a way that says, I'm just going to do this because I said I was going to do it. And I'm going to show up and I'm going to be 100% whenever I'm doing it. I'm not showing up just to check off a fucking box. Like, I'm showing up and I'm giving 100% every time, every day. And when you're in that energy with someone, I'm telling you, it changes you. I used to be able to, I would wake up and I'd be like, I don't even want to do this. And I'd like go on my live and I'd go back to bed. Now I get on this call with Anna
5 days
and
a
these
week.
other women, and I stay awake and I'm like a crazy person with business stuff, like 6:45 in the morning. And I can't tell you how many times I've been like so in the zone, I forgot to wake up my kid for school. And I'm like, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock. He's supposed to be there already. The time has flown by because you just get in this zone that's like so productive. And it's just the energy is
It's
really,
fun.
it's fun. You feel like you're going through this with some women who get it, and you get to like bounce ideas off of each other, and you're getting to sit there and say, hey, this is what I'm coming out with. What are your thoughts on this? And they're like, yeah, that's a lot of words, maybe some less words. Or they're like, oh my God, that branding looks beautiful. Or, oh, I can't wait for this program to come out, I want to be there, can I join it? Absolutely. Like, it's a community.
It's fun.
It's a
It's great.
community. I can't even.
So and you know what, you guys, if you're looking for results, like, go to Nicole's business. go to her Instagram and look where she was at. Like, go see where she's evolved to, because she has an entire body of work now. Like,
you can see
she's
it on
got
just my Instagram page. Like, you can see where where things started changing. You could literally scroll through my Instagram and be like, okay, it was right there. It was right there that she started showing up different. Yeah, it's
so
like
if you're in the
noticeable.
same, you know, spot, like you've been ignited by anything that we've talked about today, when it comes to like, yeah, I want more for my life. Yeah, I'm excited. I there's something there. I don't know what it is. I need a catalyst. I need to tap into it. Like, just take a look and see if this is for you. The link is down below. It's called Bold. And then we also have I have the incubator starting May 31st. So that's going to be a fun one too. That's really business growth and development. That one's going to be so fun. You guys, the next episode that we do and the next module that we do is the second part to the soul behind the brand. So like, get freaking ready. Like, let's go.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.